So this week I learned that Tor.com in Germany, not very nice. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another weekly update at the midway point of June, and lots of crazy things are going on this week, as they seem to do every week, because I like to always say that things have been crazy, right? Because it just seems like they are. But guys, lots of fun stuff going on this week, and I'm going to talk about them now, and beginning with what am I reading? Yes, I did finish Jade City, and yes, I did like it very much. And let me tell you why, guys. I love The Godfather, the movie. I regretfully have not read the book. This made me want to read Mario Puzo, The Godfather, which I did talk about in my standalones that I want to read this year. That is one that is on my list for this year. That will be happening this year. This has just got me more excited to do it because, guys, there were so many things in this that I felt the parallels of The Godfather in, and to the point to where, like, I was comparing certain characters to certain members of the Corleone family, and I couldn't stop doing that. And it was never in like a way where I felt like, oh yeah, she's just doing this like beat for beat. No, you can tell that she's just very influenced by that story. And guys, if you're into like the gangster style book or movie, who wasn't inspired by The Godfather, right? So this I said, I do think that it feels almost like in this book that Jade is almost like a valuable resource, and it is just a gangster style, like a Godfather style movie in Japan. That's what it really feels like. I don't feel like this is fantasy at all, and I'm fine with that. It might actually get to there eventually, but it's just very light. I mean, a lot of people want to make this magic system out like it's Mistborn or something. It's not, at least not through book number 1. But I did like this quite a bit. Kept me guessing quite a few times. I do think it slowed down a little bit towards right before the end, but then the climax is just awesome, and I cannot wait to continue with that. I don't know when I shall be continuing with that. Probably next month. Just kind of depends on how things go. We do got an actual read-along starting next month, so it'll kind of depend on that. But I am very excited to continue this. It'll probably be faster than the one per month than I originally planned, though. So let's put it there. So very encouraging from, at this point, debut author Fonda Lee. I'm very encouraged by what I have read her here because her character work is very good, guys. That is what I care about the most, is the characters. And there are numerous characters in that story that I am already attached to. And that's great news. I'm very encouraged by it. I did finish volume 2 of Monster by Naoki Urusara. This was my next manga read. My next manga read that I was going to do. People have been telling me to read Urusara ever since I first, decided, okay, I'll read some manga. That was the one that I said, hey, guy, you are the big, Stephen King guy. I think this is going to be the one for you. So I do like it so far. I just, got really wrapped up in Jade City. And, of course, I got wrapped up in this next book here that I'm going to talk about, guys. So I'll talk about Monster more when I get further into it. I'm only 2 out of 12 volumes in right now. So, but I do like what I've read so far. But, guys, I've been talking about all year reading freedom. And I told you guys last week with Jade City that I was just like, I needed a change of pace. I decided to continue that because I was having fun with it. I was tempted to go ahead and start Jade War immediately, and I was like, no, don't do that. Don't rush it. So I decided I liked Boy's Life so much, I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Swan Song, and I'm glad I did. Now, this is not only a beast of a book, because, guys, look, I feel like I read all day today, and look at this. That's as far as I am into it. But, guys, this is excellent so far. Yes, the parallels with The Stand are quite obvious. I'm not going to get into who copied who, or if it's copy, if it's a pure coincidence, none of that stuff. What I'm telling you is, guys, if you like The Stand, pick this up immediately. I think you're going to love it. It very much feels like The Stand. Instead of Superflu, we got Nukes. But I wasn't even 100 pages into this, guys, and I was already really attached to the characters. So, again, it seems like McCammon is just a great character writer, and he wasn't just a one-hit wonder, I am happy to report. So this is very good, guys. About a third of the way in, and I can't stop thinking about it. That's why I haven't read more Monsters, because I picked this up. And here's the thing is that we are going to be starting another book here in a few days. And I was like, well, I'm not going to get through this in that whole time there. But I had no regrets because I'm liking this quite a bit. So I know some people are waiting for me to do Half a War by Joe Abercrombie. Just like I said, I think I needed a kind of a break from hard fantasy for a minute. I still, like I said, I don't feel like Jade City was fantasy, really. And this definitely not. I mean, sci-fi, I guess I would call it more of that because, the bombs haven't dropped yet. Right when I say that, my camera falls down. But yes, I am very, very happy that I decided to pick this up, guys, because it is very good. And I want to thank you guys for continuously hounding me to read Robert McCammon, because it looks like he's going to be an easy 2 for 2 for me. And I cannot wait to see what comes after that. So, guys, that's going to lead me into what am I going to read. Now, obviously, I'm going to finish Swan Song. I am going to finish Age of Legend. That is the Legends of the First Empire book, Michael J. Sullivan. Like I said, I'm just kind of like, I need a break from 14th century Europe for a minute, and I want to just kind of check out some new things. And, what is a great, great idea to get away from all of those same old tropes that you see in so many other fantasy stories? Well, guys, it's to read a Dark Tower book. Well, we are going to be continuing our read-along on the Discord, Song of Susanna. It's going to be an interesting one because, guys, this is maybe one of my least favorite Stephen King books of all time. It has one of the, I think, his worst twist ever, and we will talk about it when I get into the multiverse on it. But I had very, very nuclear hot opinions about this, as you can hear, when I did read it for the first time. That's why this copy is in pristine condition, because I read it once on release day and I never picked it back up except to show you guys. So it'll be interesting to see how I feel about it on a reread here. I was very, very upset with this book when it came out. I'm hoping this time going into it knowing those things are coming, maybe it won't hurt me as bad, but I don't know how it couldn't, because you can hear it in my voice right now. I'm still very, very upset about it. So I've had a lot of spirited debate about it on the Discord. Some people, I would say the majority of people, seem to be fine with it that are reading it for the first time. So, that's fine. That's fine. My opinion is not going to change, but I don't want anyone else getting negative on it because, of my opinions on it. But I am looking forward to listening to the discussion and things like that. I can change, you can change, we can all change, right? That's what Rocky told us. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll kind of wrap Swan Song around. I'll put this in because this is one of the shorter Dark Tower books, actually. I think besides Gunslinger, this might be the shortest one in the series. Wrap Swan Song around that, and that'll probably be pretty much will take me to the end of the month. Now, it's really looking ahead here, guys, but beginning of July, I am going on vacation. But we are going to be starting a read-along on the channel. So I kind of want to let you guys know we got 2 weeks before it starts. So in case you guys want to pick up the first book and you want to join us, we will be diving into Codex Alera by Jim Butcher. We don't get a new Dresden Files book this year, so we said now is the time to read some more Jim, and we're going to be doing Codex Alera. So yes, I am going on vacation, and yes, this will be going on the ship with me because we are taking a 7-day cruise, and I will have plenty of time for reading, guys. I'm very excited to do it. So I won't be part of that conversation on the Discord because I am not paying for Wi-Fi on the ship. I want to completely unplug and have a great time. So I'll talk to you guys when I get back. I'll probably keep notes and just drop all of them in the conversation. But if you want to join the conversation, drop into the Discord, please, and join that conversation. It should be a ton of fun. We are doing 2 of them per month. So if you want to go ahead and pick up the first 2, I think now would be the time to do it, guys. So let's move along to this week on the channel. Quite a mixed week. I was really excited to finally talk Fellowship of the Ring. I'm continuing my Tolkien coverage, and I felt like that one got much more interest than the Hobbit one did. And I still think that that's because a lot of people consider the Hobbit a children's book, and they feel like they're above that. And I get it. I get that. I mean, that's, a lot of things, like people won't read YA or something like that. I get it. I get that 100%. But I'm excited that people still seem, mild interest in Tolkien content on the channel, because that is my favorite fantasy series of all time. So I got to talk about my favorite book in that trilogy, which is The Fellowship of the Ring. And I thought there was a lot of good conversation in there and lots of positive feedback on me continuing that series, and I'm excited to do it because there's a lot more to unpack in the sequel books to Fellowship of the Ring, and we're going to do that. I did get to do Saturday Nights 2. Now, this was fun because I had 2 published authors, Brian Lee Durfee and Christopher Rocchio, and then my good friend and co-host of As the Wheel Turns, Madison Swan Sanche. She joined me, and guys, we had a blast on there. It was a great, great time. Anytime you can hear two authors that kind of pick their brain and hear them, kind of talk back and forth about the industry and stuff, that's always a lot of fun. And if you know anything about Brian, it's always an adventure with him. And yes, of course, he had technical difficulties because that's he's like the Harry Dresden when it comes to like electronics. He always touches them and they break. It just happens. But guys, I thought it was a brilliant conversation. I had a great time with it. And anytime I get to talk to those three wonderful people for 3 hours, it's going to be a blast. And I did have a blast. In fact, we talked for a while after. Yes, but I am very happy to continue Saturday Night Nights on the channel because I do think that the feedback has been very, very positive. And then kind of the surprising thing for the channel this week, I feel like besides updating my top 10 fantasy videos, the video that I got requested the most was to talk about the next arc of Berserk by Kentaro Miura. Complete flop. I was kind of blown away because I feel like every Berserk video that I've done on this channel has always blown away everything else I've done. It usually gets like 10,000 views in the first couple of hours. As of recording this, I think both of them are under 2,000 views. And here's the thing is, I don't know if maybe because it took so long, because guys, I did take almost a year to do this one. I feel like maybe I just, I took too long. They realized I'm not going to prioritize manga, or they didn't like when I said that, One Piece fans were the most aggressive fandom I think I've met on the internet almost. So I don't know, but it's one of those things I feel like it'll pick up later because it's just really, it doesn't make sense that all my other ones have that many views. I feel like eventually YouTube will pop into the algorithm somewhere when someone's searching for Berserk stuff. But I also feel like since it's been so long since we've had any new Berserk, and the author has passed away, maybe people just aren't searching for that stuff as much as usual. But as always, guys, I had a good time talking about it. It was a long time coming. And I was kind of afraid that my criticism was going to just be, people flipping tables. But people really have been like, that's very fair, the criticisms you have. And, I always try to be fair with my criticisms, so I have a good time talking about it. I still think, even though it was my least favorite arc of the series up to this point, or no, not the least favorite, it just had big shoes to fill. The two arcs that were for it were just, God tier. So, but I still think it's really special, guys. It's a really, really special series that you can see why it's so important to so many people. So, will I be continuing? Maybe later. Maybe later. Now that it is going to the series is going to continue with Kujimura at the helm. We'll see what's going to happen there. But right now I'm going to kind of focus on some series that are complete. Like I said, I'm doing Monster right now. I plan on doing 20th Century Boys. I plan on continuing Vinland Saga, which I don't think actually is complete. But so I'm kind of contradicting myself there. But that's kind of the plans for that right now. So I'm going to read some other series that I've been kind of putting off for a long time. Hell, I haven't even finished Death Note. Guess I should finish that, huh? So that's everything that happened this week on the channel. Let's talk about a little next week plans. Now for Sunday, first, guys, let me say Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, or, you moms who play both parents. Happy Father's Day to you as well. I think that counts. I used to say Happy Father's Day to my mom. It really counts, all the single moms out there. With me, I am always going to be very, very in favor of celebrating Father's Day, obviously, because I have two young boys, and I thought a good video to make in honor of the holiday here in the States is to talk about some of my favorite fathers in sci-fi and fantasy. Now, this is kind of an idea that I am borrowing from my friend Madison. She did favorite mothers in books and fantasy, back on Mother's Day. So I'm kind of borrowing this idea from her. So I definitely want to give her credit there. And I have no idea where I'm going to go with this. I have some in my head I'm thinking of right now, but it's kind of a fine line there because I'm like, I want to talk about best dads or whatever, but then I'm also like, but is it because, they were good dads or just because they were good characters? I don't know. We'll get into it. But I think that should be a lot of fun. That'll be coming on Father's Day this Sunday. Then I'm going to kind of be reaching back, guys. On the Discord right now, there is a group doing a read-along of the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, which if you've watched the channel at all, is my favorite modern fantasy series. Well, when I first started this channel, I did review the first 3 books there, but I did them in spoiler-only format. So I thought it'd be fun while they're doing this read-along if I just go ahead and just apply my standard review format, my current standard review format, to each book in the trilogy while they do the read-along. So I'm going to be talking about the Blade itself this week sometimes. Now, I don't need an excuse to talk about First Law, but I can say that this isn't technically a re-review since I've never done my standard review of it. So I've only talked spoilers. So if you want the spoilers, they're already there. This will just kind of be what I do now. So it's always with me. I'm just always trying to encourage more people to give First Law a try because I feel like not enough people have read it, and everyone needs to. And then, guys, we'll be continuing the Talk About Nothing series, and my guest this month is going to be Michael K. Vaughn, a pretty much like a classic literature booktuber, I'd say. He does a little bit of everything, but I mean, he does a lot of older stuff that I really do appreciate. I'm pretty sure that he and I will bring up, Robert E. Howard. We will bring up Edgar Rice Burroughs, maybe some classic comic books, H.P. Lovecraft, things like that will probably come up in that conversation. But really a channel I think that he's kind of blew up a little bit here over the last few months. Like when I first found him, he had like just over 1,000 subs. Now last I checked, he had like 8,000. So the guy's on his way up. And I with Talk About Nothing, I always try to help give everybody a signal boost if I can. And I am always happy to do that. And I am happy to pick the brain of this guy because I feel like this will be a very different guest than I've ever had on the channel. So I'm interested to see where that conversation will take us. That'll be live on Wednesday night. So set your alarm clocks, guys. But that's all I got for books, guys. There are a couple of TV and movie talks things. I just real quick, I want to say, Warner Brothers, please just sell DC films. I don't know. I mean, I get why you keep it because merchandising alone, you guys make bank. But it's like, I look at your lineup right now and it's a disaster. You got Amber Heard, all those troubles with Aquaman 2. You're making a sequel to Joker, which everybody was happy about, and now you're casting Lady Gaga and you're going to make it a musical. That's questionable. And then, of course, you've got Ezra Miller, like, has kidnapped someone and went into hiding. I don't even know what's going on over there. It's like everything that could possibly go wrong for them as far as, like, their castings. I've never understood it. I've never understood it. And to me, just being a lifelong DC Comics fan, I want to see these get the treatment they deserve. Yes, I've also been a huge Marvel Comics fan, and I love seeing what that universe was able to do when it got the care and respect it deserved. I just want the same thing for my DC films. I feel like everyone I know in the modern audiences disrespect DC Comics characters because of how poorly Warner Brothers has handled them. And I hate that because I love these characters. I want my Batman, my Superman, my Wonder Woman. I want my Green Lantern on film, and I want it done like the freaking comics. So please sell to someone that's going to respect it if you just refuse to do it because you're poisoning the IP. I will move along now. We did continue watching Better Call Saul Season 6. We did finish. It's actually just, I guess it's part 1 because they take like a mid-season break. But guys, Better Call Saul, in my opinion, stands side by side with Breaking Bad. I know a lot of people thought when it came out it was just a cash grab. I heard a lot of people that were like obsessed with Breaking Bad say, I tried it, I just couldn't get into it. It is a much slower burn than Breaking Bad, but guys, I think it is every bit as good. I think it might even be a better character study than Breaking Bad was. Saul Goodman is an incredible, incredible character. And there are things that tie into Breaking Bad a lot. And it's not like in that wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, remember that you like this part in Breaking Bad? Never. Vince Gilligan and his crew. It's the same team that did Breaking Bad, you guys. I think you should give it a shot if you haven't, especially now it's almost done because you can binge run it. And I think that what they're going to do here at the end is they're going to go to the timeline that is after what happened on Breaking Bad, and I'm excited to see it because it's kind of teased us a couple times on the show, and I think it's going to be great. But this season has just maybe been the best one yet. It's just so good, guys. I mean, I'm holding my breath the whole time because there are characters that you don't know if they make it or not because you didn't see some of these characters on Breaking Bad. So it's exciting times. But highest it recommends. And Bob Odenkirk, I've been watching that guy since he was doing sketch comedy on HBO with David Cross. It was called Mr. Show. Anybody here besides me remember that? So to see that this guy is actually like an Emmy-nominated actor now, that's an incredible growth for that guy. I'm super, super happy of him. That is amazing, amazing career for that guy. I'm so happy. And also Nobody was a really, really great movie too. Real quick, how about some gaming talk before I go? Bethesda did have their game show, which Bethesda now is owned just by Xbox. So it's obviously it was like, okay, we got to see what is on the horizon. I'll just say that like most of the lineup, I was just kind of like, yeah, cool, whatever. You didn't show me Elder Scrolls 6, of course. I mean, look this is just negligence. This is just negligence on the behalf of Bethesda. It's been 11 years, guys, since Skyrim has come out. 11 years and just as many new releases of Skyrim since we've gotten a new Elder Scrolls game. So with me, obviously, I mean, they announced that they gave us like a screenshot, I guess, of the title screen. And they didn't even really give it the title. It just said Elder Scrolls 6. That was 3 years ago, guys. And nothing. Crickets. They've all been working on this Starfield game, which, in my opinion, looks like Skyrim in space. So you would think, yeah, that looks pretty cool. But look, I got my hopes up with space travel games with No Man's Sky. And yeah, I know they fixed No Man's Sky now, but you can't replace that excitement, when it came out and that complete letdown that I had. So with this, yeah, sure, Starfield looks cool. It looks cool. And I'll probably give it a shot because, guys, I got Game Pass, and it'll be there day one on Game Pass. So I'm going to check it out without a doubt. But with me, it's just kind of wait and see. I feel like Bethesda's been kind of letting me down ever since Fallout 4 came out. So, I would love it to come back because, I am a single-player campaign open-world guy. So I would love to have that. But I want my Elder Scrolls, guys. This is ridiculous. How many times do I just got to keep adding new mods to Skyrim and playing that over and over again, which I've done. I probably sank 1,000 hours in that game at least, and I still enjoy it. But man, it's time. It's time, guys. It's time. It's time. But that's all I've got this week for things, guys. We're seeing Elvis on Thursday night. It is a 3-hour movie, and I can't wait. I'm very, very excited about it. I feel like Baz Luhrmann is a big enough fan that he's not going to waste this. The estate, the family members have come out saying how amazing it is. And it's not fluff either because Lisa Marie and Priscilla have had no problems taking a huge shit on the poor depictions of Elvis in the past. And I don't feel like they would be really, putting their neck out there if they didn't really truly believe that this is a accurate portrayal of their husband and father respectively. So a big time lifelong Elvis fan. I can't wait to see it. Me and my wife are going on Thursday and it's going to be a great time. I can't wait to talk about it. So guys, what was your week like? Why don't you drop in the comments and let me know what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're playing, all of those things, and I will talk to you there.